Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Rose, and today is sponsored by Foam Fidget Dice. Um, Overall, I would say this week was a success. I did start my week at 279.8, and I have ended my week at 279.6. So, not a huge loss, not a gain either, so I'm going to take it. My goals from last week. I hit some of them, and some of them I completely just tanked. So let's get into it. My goals for this week were to lift some weights 3 times a week, do cardio 3 times a week, get my 5 minutes of sunshine, be in ketosis for the entire week, and drink a gallon and a half of water daily. I did not hit all of these. Um, and that's okay. I'm a little disappointed in myself, but the ending to my week has been a little rough, so I'm gonna call it good. So I did end up getting my step goal every day, but on Sunday I was at like 3,500 steps, and the day got away from me, and I realized well after midnight that I had not gotten my step party with my Fitbit. Um, and that's just how it goes, I guess. So I'd say 99% of that goal was completed, which is awesome. I did drink my water. I'm getting pretty good at it. I have acquired some really nice salt, so we're gonna start salting my water pretty good. My cardiologist wants me to be doing 5 grams of extra salt um, a day, and that's including what I'm eating in my food. But what I've been reading on the research of POTS is that you really need closer to 10 grams of salt a day. So we're gonna just slowly up my salt intake and see how that feels. Um, I did kind of hit my cardio goal this week. I did end up getting it twice. Once was on my treadmill, and once was just walking around the mall with my family. Um, and I use that as a cardio day just because my heart rate gets to like 150, which is a pretty good workout for a normal person. So did it twice. Didn't get that third time. Again, not my goal. It's what, a 75% ish. Whatever. It's it's better than the week before, so I'm gonna take it. Um, I did get an unexpected kind of victory this week. I ended up having an appointment with my psychologist, and among everything else that we were talking about, I did mention my desire to get a handle on my food issues, both in consumption and sensory wise. So he is going to compile a list of resources for me so I can start going down that rabbit hole. I am not usually one that reaches out to ask for help, so the fact that I did is super awesome. And yeah, so overall, I'd say I'm really proud of myself this week. I didn't really lose weight, but I'm starting to figure some things out. I'm starting to get my threshold for moving my body higher. Um, Most of that's just because I am moving my body a lot more, getting the step goal in. And all of it, goes towards cardiovascular health in small ways. That being said, I am moving 270 some odd pounds, so body weight. We're just going to use body weight for a minute. So on to my losses. So I did find myself reaching for too many carbs this week, which tells me that I wasn't in ketosis. I was not able to check that I was in ketosis, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I was definitely under 50 grams of carbs a day, so I was still technically in a ketogenic range. But for my body, I need that 20, I think 22 grams kicks me out of ketosis. So I need that 20 grams of carbs. So this week we're working on it. It's really hard. I'm still having the psychological cravings for the food, and I don't know what to do about that. I honestly don't, because it's not my body. My body's not craving the food. Like, it is 100% my brain that is craving the food. Another loss, to no one's surprise, my migraines. I've just been struggling lately, and we haven't really found a medication that helps. And that last medication I tried was nightmare fuel. It was a nose spray, and never again. That was an awful experience. Again, I did not hit my weight goal. I really need to start lifting weights. I was listening to another channel who I really like watching. Her name is Honey Bison. And she made an excellent point on a video I just watched about, how you really need a solid year to really start the foundation to muscle building, and you're really only going to build like 10 pounds of muscle a year if you're really dedicated. And though I probably have a decent amount of muscle, just because I'm carrying around so much weight and I am lifting a 40-pound toddler everywhere, I want to end up being in a body that I'm attracted to, and I am not attracted to this. So we are really gonna try to get over the anxiety, just a weird anxiety that I'm having over it. Another loss for me is, and I'm sorry for those who are squeamish, I started my cycle like at the end of the week. So if I was in ketosis, I'm certainly not now, just because the hormone cycle can impact all of that. And if you're in a low ketosis, which I suspected I was, it'll just boot you out, or it'll boot you to a lower ketosis if you're deep into ketosis. And that also means that I can't check my ketones until it's done. So I will be checking my ketones probably right before the next video. Yeah, so what are my goals this week? So my goals for this week are to do my cardio 3 times a week, do my weights 3 times a week, again, hit my water, my gallon and a half to 2 gallons. Step goal is still 4K, just because I am still semi-struggling to get there. We're going to try to be in ketosis by the end of the week, which means I need 4 solid days of eating the way that my body needs to be eating. And I suspect that's also going to help with my migraine problem. It's going to definitely help me with some of the spasticity I've been having in my body lately. Just because ketosis seems to really help my cerebral palsy. But yeah, and then we're going to try to get at least a pound down. I'm going to aim for 2. But I think I can do 1 pretty reliably. So that is what we're doing this week. What are you guys doing? Do you guys have any tips, tricks, suggestions? Do you guys fidget? If you do, what kind of movie fidget things do you like? Anyways, I will see you in the next one. Bye.